Hello, everybody. It's the Big Bad Bosses podcast,
Yo.
and we are back for another tier list video. Unfortunately, we don't have another podcast episode because Dokkan's kind of not doing shit at the moment.
Woo!
He's so dead.
Aren't you guys excited for Tanabata AGL first form for EZA?
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually super hyped for first form Frieza as a character. He's actually my favorite version of Frieza.
I summoned it, but I didn't got him. I got Dodoria, so I get something.
Certainly we get a super EZA, like a physical, full power Frieza, maybe. Might be helpful.
Surely.
But anyway, on to the list. This list will be EZAs. We will be doing every EZA, so that includes sub EZA, as long as it's a TUR. No LRs. As long as it's a TUR, it qualifies to be on this list.
EZA UI top 1. You all are idiots.
Alright, so yeah, we could just start off with our first, who we have it on our number 10 spot. I have Kava here. Honestly, I don't really. There's not really much to say at why he's at 10. He's one of the type supports. I feel like he's one of the best ones. I don't think he's the best one though. I'll get to that one in a second. But the fact that he's on Super Saiyans and he's STR and Super Saiyans is just loaded with a bunch of STR units. He's all like this guy's always going to be useful for the foreseeable future until his defense ages out or something. That's the only way. All the 50% supports, they all have that mechanic where they drop below a certain threshold and they literally basically give you a revive. It's always a full heal. I've never had it not be a full heal. So that and the support.
Excuse me, sir. I was gonna make a joke, but I forgot what you said. That was very slightly technically wrong. So
You're so stupid.
I am. That's true.
But yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, Kava supporting things like Kefla. He has good links with a bunch of Saiyans because he himself is a Super Saiyan. He has pretty basic links. So things like that will always keep him relevant on these lists for now, at least until again his defense ages out. All right, go ahead, Koma.
Oh, okay. I have him Mr. Bot 10 because I think he's super flexible in everywhere where you put him. Every team I have run this guy on Hiroriga's team, Fatu's team, every team. You can even slap this guy on Broly's team if you want. Whatever, he kind of works everywhere. He's really, really good. I really like this guy. And he's free to play too. But the reason he's 10 and he's not 9, even though I think you can exchange 9 and 10 on my tier list, is because he isn't as tanky as I wish he was. There is a point he's not leaving supers, or he's taking too much. And depending on the team, you can go back and recover from that damage that he takes. And his damage is kind of super bad, so that makes him go lower to me. But yeah, but I really like this guy. I'll explain later why I have him 10 and not 9. You can go ahead, Victor.
Okay. For mine, I have Tech TN. Maybe he's a bit of an oddball pick, but I think what he does for Super Trunks is worth being on this list. There's some other units who could go here, Super Vegito could go here, AGL Zamasu could maybe go here. There was a couple others I was thinking about that could potentially go in this spot. But most of the hardest stages can be debuffed in some way. When he's with Super Trunks, you don't really have to worry about his defense in the later phases anyway. I just think that having that niche where it's you're running this guy if you're running this team is enough to put him on the list here at the bottom. But like I said, there's a couple units who could go here instead. So yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I feel like this 10 slot, there's a lot of units you named. Super Vegito could go here. I feel like any of the 50, literally any of the 50% supports except the Gohan can go here. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I got Mr. Buu over Super Vegeta, but it's mostly a thing of versatility that I like about Mr. Buu.
Yeah.
that also moves me on to my 9th spot. I have Super Boo, another type support at 9. I think he got a substantial buff from Kid Boo's like existing and being relevant now. That team usually is.
Maybe,
Go ahead.
maybe
Yeah.
That team is usually like
he
known
definitely
for
got buffed.
being, yeah, that team
I
is,
just don't know if I'd have him above Kaba.
yeah, that team is known for being very slow, but I feel like if you run this guy in Kid Buu, it's actually kind of like, I don't want to say it's fast, but it's no longer like, I don't think that team being slow is no longer true. Not as much as it used to be anyway. He also
This guy, I remember this.
like this guy on the team will also carry the sub EZA Boo tanks. I know a lot of people think he's like unrunnable or whatever, but it's fun. He's kind of not. But
He's okay. He's okay.
yeah, this guy next to him, I mean, he makes him look like a real unit. Like if you told me that wasn't a sub EZA, I'd probably believe you. Next to this guy, he also makes Kid Buu hit very hard, and he makes Buhan hit very hard. Overall, he just has very great synergy with the units you want to run him around. Considering a lot of them are genuinely physical, besides like Int Buu. Like
it is definitely nice you can get those 4 Fizz Boos on the team.
Yeah. Before Kid Buu EZ8, this guy wouldn't have. I don't even think I would have mentioned him, but the fact that he did, and also we just got the Kid Buu fight, and he's on it. This guy's really good in there. He will have the guard up for the first turns that you're on the SDR phase, and then you go to the physical phase, or the int phase, I'm sorry, and he just type advantage. While healing you, he doesn't do that many attacks either, so he doesn't, well, he has no additionals at all, actually. So, look. Overall, very, very, very useful character. You can go ahead, Koma.
So I have Agile Fusion Samas at 9. It's mostly, I think that like, he's clearly like a type advantage merchant for being Agile. But he's still really solid. I think he can be like quite tanky at times. He's at least tanky normals to me. But it depends. If you run him in Cell Max, like you got a way to transform, or Kid Buu, you're not tanky in general. But
defense stacking with high damage reduction is a pretty good combination in this meta.
It's a good combination because there is a lot of the 9 anniversary fights that drop that are pretty long, a lot of them, and his teams are still slow. Like Fusion Samaso's team, you can go like a slow bull with Buhan and Fat Buu and the other Fat Buu. Like there are places for this guy that is very valuable as extreme class unit. He's kind of like, he feels like very usable in a lot of his teams. You can exchange with Fat Buu materials. Like I really don't care too much, but he's still really decent to me. I think his value as extreme class units is very high, so that's why I put him on 9.
Yeah,
and that's about his type advantage merchant.
Yeah, he also, I mean, he does give that key support to like any extreme class unit, so he is kind of schlappable in a lot of teams. Like, you don't have to run this guy next to other Zamasu units.
You can probably make him work with like a Realm of Gods mixed with Gogeta and shit. Like, it works. I actually like the Realm of Gods team of Fusion Zamasu right now. It's pretty fun. And you can run this guy and it works
pretty good.
It's pretty fun. So like that's why I like this guy. He's a nice sub option on a lot of teams, especially extreme class team. So Victor, you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, I got Fat Buu, Tech Fat Buu. Not much to say that Koma hasn't already said. He's just, potential 80% damage reduction is pretty good. Like just no matter how you slice it. He's also got that debuff, which is really valuable right now. Gogeta can be debuffed, Trunks can be debuffed, Kid Buu can be debuffed, Cell Max can be debuffed. So it's just like there's not a ton to say about him. You're mostly like you can run him on other teams just because really high damage reduction scales like that, but like, you're mostly gonna be running him on the Buu team. He's kind of niche, but like he's got that slap ability to him, so he's pretty good.
He's full utility. He's amazing. I really like this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how
pretty
they
good.
should. That's how they should build, especially because technically speaking, this guy's a free to play unit. He's not even a summonable unit.
He's literally free to play.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we can ask more. He's really good.
yeah. All right, moving on to our number 8 spot. I have physical
Oh.
Ribrianne here. Now, I know Twitter thinks very highly of this unit, which is so weird because I like Twitter. You guys are so weird when it comes to Ribrianne units. I like it's just straight up. Sometimes you guys
Yeah.
will like just wink them to high heavens like this physical Ribrianne, and then other times you guys will treat them like how you guys treat LR Ribrianne, like she doesn't exist. But
LR Ribrianne's better than this card, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I can agree with that.
yeah, I think that obviously this card's very good. I mean, the potential to just dodge. What is it? I think she has like, is it guaranteed dodge, or is it like 90% or something? I forgot.
It's like
No,
88. It's like 80.
Okay.
It's 88% dodge,
Yeah.
which is well, it's 88% dodge if you get 4 rainbow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
she
is she does rainbow change, but like I
She
feel
needs
like people
to
act
be
like that's guaranteed.
No.
Yeah, she does make her own orbs. The rainbow orbs. Keep in mind she does only do that next to LR Riverhand. That's not really that much of an issue, but that is genuinely when she only does that. That's the only time she's doing that. So, you don't get 4 rainbow orbs every time. Even if you could have a team of 5 rainbow orb changes, and I promise you, getting 4 rainbow orbs will still be hard because of the way that rainbow orbs work. They don't connect to anything. So that's not a real easy task. It's not super uncommon. It can happen if you play your cards right, but most of the time she'll have like 66% chance of dodge, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's still pretty good for her defense levels too. Her defense, she's
It's
not a
pretty
bitch
good.
either. Her defense isn't really that low. Like she's not gonna just be taking like globs of damage from normals most of the time. So her
That's pretty good.
damage is whatever, I guess. I mean, if you go to full crit, she'll do alright damage, but overall, pretty solid card.
It's good for the other shit she's doing,
Yeah.
but it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, she makes LR Ribrianne. I mean, she gives LR Ribrianne all of her links, and LR Ribrianne with all of her links is that is an actual animal. That is a really good card when she has all her links active. So.
Do I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So yeah, same as Enerjak. I have Ribrianne at number 8, mostly because she feels really nice on 2 teams that I like to say. Like 21 team, she feels really nice to run, and Topaz team, she gets buff by Genie, all the shit. You can run LR Ribrianne as a linking partner too. She can go stat 1 sometimes even. You go full dodge and it works pretty nice. Like Enerjak said, that her damage is kind of okay. He can like triple 10 million or something, but she doesn't have crit, so yeah, you're probably going full dodge too. But I really like this unit. It's a pretty good sub PCA, and something I want to say is that people sometimes talk about the maximum output of Remand, like 88 chance of dodge or some bullshit like that. But she's usually at 66 or something. You can get like 3 orbs and stuff like that. So she's like 70% chance of dodge, which is fine. So that I remember people were gassing this unit over a lot of the token fest that we got now. But I don't think she's that like quite like that, because her dodge is very reliant on the orbs in the field, and you not always get everything. Also, she kind of works with Topo, but not with the rest of the team that male. So yeah, it's just can be a mess, but she's really good.
I will say, I have found a new use for her. I know people, I don't know why people are like this with Rose. Like you have to run him next to other Rose units, but she is on super bosses, and I have found a setup.
Yeah.
It is basically it's kind of Topo's team, but with Rose as leader, and that actually works because she makes rainbow orbs. But you don't give her all the rainbow orbs. She doesn't need all the rainbow orbs anyway.
Yeah, there are other 2 setups. There are other 2 setups that I have used her to. It's Frieza's team. She can work pretty decently there. And what is the other team? You said Super Bosses. Yeah, you can roll her in Super Bosses.
Yeah.
She works fine. She needs baby girls for Rainbow Changer, but if you cope enough, you can make her work. She's good. She's good. Just don't go. She's not that crazy though. Just, I don't like the glazing. That's all. You can go ahead, Victor.
All right, so for my number 8, I have STR Kaba. I mean, everyone knows how busted this guy is. I think he's the best type support still. Like, I think he just has a lot of really applicable teams. And those teams tend to have STR leaders like Beast Gohan, Gohan and Piccolo, etc., etc. So of the type supports, I find it's easiest to just slap him on a team that he's going to do stuff on. He's also, I feel like Hit could make this list too, just because both Hit and Kaba, their defenses can get really, really high with that stacking. Like, do you guys remember those ROF blue nuker units we got, like the Tech and Fizz ones?
Yeah,
like the Tech Vegeta and the Fizz Goku.
Yeah, they were
like so at the time their defense was just so insane because long events were the meta, and nuking defense plus defense stacking is a recipe for some absurdly high defense stats. So
we're having guard
I wouldn't think
for 4 turns.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't put Hit over like very close to Kaba because he's like just Universe 6 and Super Bosses like kind of unit.
Yeah,
like Kaba, you can run him in Super Saiyans. I don't know, Pure Saiyan stuff like that. You can make it.
I think the problem with Hit is he doesn't actually have. There's no extreme SDR unit that he really supports that he wants to be next to anyway.
Well, with Hit, for me with Hit, it's mostly just him as a unit himself because just.
Oh yeah,
it is actually wild how high his defense can get.
Yeah,
they're basically the same unit. Like they're basically the same unit, stat wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get you.
All right, moving on to number 7. This is probably gonna surprise a lot of people. I promise you, there's a valid reason why I have Kefla here. I don't think Kefla is bad. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think Kefla is bad. I think she's in the same tier as the next 6 units we're gonna talk about. Kefla has fallen off a little bit in the fact that some of these fights don't allow you to run the orb changers that you want. She doesn't get 6 orbs all the time. That's just how it is. So because of that, sometimes she will be a little bit actually not even a little bit. She will be very dodge or die, and she won't do she won't do the damage that you think she's gonna do without some of those orbs. That additional really helps her damage by quite a bit. And some of the stats that she gets off of orbs in general help a lot. And sometimes that just doesn't happen in the current meta right now. You can still run a setup with her where you will get that every time, like Super Saiyans, you can just run Gogeta, for example, right? Unless you're on global, which I am on global, so yeah, there you go. But I don't know, some fights also just change orbs in general, and those fights Kefla tends to struggle in. Super.
Yeah, Majin Buu Saga Red Zone counters her really, really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's short events. Yeah, makes sense.
No, like I said, I don't think Kefla is any tier below the next 6 units that I'm gonna speak about. I do think she's in here for the exact same reason as the rest of them. But the next 6 units that I'm gonna talk about they just have superior setups right now.
Alright.
You can go ahead, Koma.
Okay. So I have 7 is the Super ECA of the cuttings. I really like this Super ECA, but I still have this problem of getting the 11 key. I don't think it's that hard. I used to think. In actual gameplay, it's not that hard. But it's still being super weird. It's super hard to get at times. I don't like this comparison with Ingotex because I know a lot of people think that the Super ECA is better than Ingotings. I don't think so because I compare the stats and it's basically the same shit. It's literally for me. It's literally the same. Like if you get 11 key with tech Gotenks always, you're better than the base and Super Saiyan form, but you're never better than the Super Saiyan 3 form. So like, as long as you get the 11 key, you're better. But that's not always the case. That's what I think. This guy is 7. He was really good on a lot of things. Like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team is really good. He works really well. The Special Pulse team, that's probably his best team. He also works really well there. Really, really good option next to Ginyu. I like that rotation. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like his damage is not even that crazy to start with. He's pretty much dodge or die at some situations too. But normally he's pretty fine versus normals, and the dodge really adds to him being this good and him being 7 at the tier list. That's what I have to say about this unit.
His
really
dodge
like
chance being really high is also really nice for what he's doing.
I'm not saying he's bad. It's just when the way I see him.
Clearly not.
No, he's really not. I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't like. I don't like the argument of him over Ingotenks. That's
people putting him over Ingotenks is kind of crazy. I don't know why people do it.
I'll tell later why I like Ingotenks over this guy. You can go ahead, Victor.
Okay, I also have Tech Gotenks. I mean, not much to say that Koma hasn't said. He's just like, I'm kind of with Enerjak that the next like 6 or so, like let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like for me, the next 5 spots are hella interchangeable. Like they're all just big stat / dodge beat sticks, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of these next several units on my list as well are just really interchangeable. Like just big attack number plus dodge plus like kind of dodge or die E, but can also get some competent normal tanking defense numbers. You know, I kind of feel like all these next several units are kind of in that category.
All right, moving on to number 6. That's so funny. That's so funny because this happened in the last.
Hype.
This literally happened in the last video. This literally happened in the last video with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The SCR one. That's so funny. But yeah. I mean, what can you not say about him? He goes out and he does literally exactly what you expect him to do. Every single time. It is like this Goku has been one of the most consistent units I've ever used. And that's funny because he's a dodge unit. So like,
since we do all have this guy at 6, let's just open discussion on this one.
Right.
It's like I feel like this guy versus Tech Gotenks, it's just like you just get Tech Gotenks, adjust some of his sliders a little bit, and then you get EZA Goku basically.
Yeah, I think there is a bit of a gap. Because I really like this guy speed running like it. It's super fun. I think it's super fun. It makes for a lot of cool team builds. Right now he got his best team, the new Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And he works amazingly there. He's really great for chart content. He's also so like he's really good.
Yeah. I was about to say there's a lot of factors that really help this guy right now. Like first factor is like there are multiple events that are just short and you just like Kid Buu, like that is an event where you run this guy and the AGL and the AGL Angel Goku and you just wipe the first phase in 2 turns, and that's a hella viable strategy for that stage, and this guy is key to that. You know, he's AG's AGL, so he that gives him a leg up in Kid Buu, gives him a leg up in Gogeta Blue, gives him a leg up in Cell Max. He's one of the best friends of AGL Angel Goku. You know, there's just so many little like I think if you like just look at the unit in a vacuum, Tech Gotenks is probably all around better. But it's just like this guy just has so many little things like those that I think give him a bit of a leg up.
Also, he's a Goku. Like you can find a spot for this guy in every team.
I literally think this guy, his only negative, in my opinion, is literally just having 6 links. That's the only negative I can actually think about him. Like his design is just damn near like this is how you design a character, right? You don't have to make them like busted throughout all stages of the game to be runnable. You can design a character like this where they have a clear function and a clear place of where to run them at, and that's perfectly fine. And he does just that.
Yeah, they made him do exactly what he's supposed to do, and they damn near made him the best around at it.
Yeah, I do think this guy has some weakness. Like he at times is dodger die basically, and his defense can usually go like a bit over 1 million, and that's really cool. But like he's really specialized for speed running team builds. Like he's not made for. That's one of the big problems. Yeah, that's one of the problems with people use this guys. Usually they use him on like teams that are not like fast. And
yeah, he does. He does have that pay. He does kind of have like a quote unquote restriction in that way.
Yeah,
he wants to be on a fast team.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like sometimes people like have this guy dying, but it's because they're using a bad team, in my opinion. You know.
Yep.
I really like this guy.
100% agree.
What do you mean Tech Gohana isn't going to work well with this guy?
Yeah, exactly. This guy's not made to work with Tech Gohana or stuff like that, or Fat Bull. Even though, I mean, Fat Bull, you can run him, whatever. He fits everywhere. But yeah, I really like this guy. That's all I gotta say.
Moving on to our 5th spot. I have EZA Tech Boo here. I think Tech Boo, what they did with his EZA was I hate how people like try to say like, oh, he has a restriction, the Majin power restriction. Like, really? Are we really saying that's a bad restriction right now? Like,
yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
It can be annoying on some teams, but it's not really a big problem.
I'm gonna be honest. I see this guy aging out before like Buhan even. Like the LR Buhan, of course.
I would agree with that. Like,
so like
Enerjak, let's you and me kind of combine. Let's you and me kind of combine our sections since we have the same guy.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. Like, I don't dislike him. My thing with him is it's like all these other EZAs around this part feel really busted, at least in some category, and this Boo just kind of feels like pretty good at everything, which, you know, that's why he's still like up here, but that's why he's not like clear-cut number 3 or something for me. Like I feel like a lot of Twitter would have this guy at number 3.
Yeah. I do feel like a lot of people. I know people try to do the strategy of like they'll keep him in Evil Boo, so he has a dodge chance instead of just transforming him. I don't know why people do that, because if he gets hit as Evil Boo, he literally does not have enough defense to actually tank, even with the damage reduction.
Yeah. I'm transforming into Super Boo. It's like, Evil Boo has the dodge, but like I'm trying to see this guy like do something crazy, not just like, oh, he didn't die, yay.
Yeah, I feel like, because I've done the counts, at least against Gogeta Blue. I know that he can die as Evil Boo, even from like a couple of normals, even with the damage reduction. He can't die as Super Boo though. It's not possible for him to die, not from full HP. Even if he gets supered. If he's in Super Boo, he literally cannot die to Gogeta Blue. Well, again, Evil Boo has the chance to dodge, but Evil Boo could also just not dodge, and then you just lose the run. So I kind of don't understand the try with that, but I mean, he still does have that tech, I guess, so it is worth mentioning.
It also does help a lot. It also does help a lot when you consider that in the hardest part of most of these fights, this guy isn't gonna have to tank shit just because of Int Boo's Usher.
Yep, that's also true. That's very true, actually.
Remember, kids, Ushers are broken.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, pretty much. I think I've covered like all the complaints I've heard about him. Like that Majin Power thing, that doesn't matter because he's gonna age out before his partner.
Yeah, you
So,
you
like,
are
that's-
running him with Majin Power unit. Like, why are you running him if you're not running Majin Power units? Like,
But don't worry, I'll complain
Like,
about him in the
I
next
was gonna
one.
say, like at the very least, if we get like some transformation boost leader, you can run him on this team, but you would run him next to Ain't Fat Boo. So like what's the point? Or Buhan. Like, so like how's that? That's not an issue. It's not a real restriction anyway. Alright, go
Okay,
ahead, Koma.
I'll talk about ego things. So I actually had this guy over Tech Fatbu before this celebration. I mean, before the last drop of the celebration, like the last Kid Buu fight. So I really love this guy. He's like one of my favorite confess ever. I really like his EZA too. I think I'll say it right now. Like people compare him with Super EZA Gotenks, but I don't get it. Like like theoretically, if you get 11 key, you're always better than the base and Super Saiyan form of Gotenks, but you're never like it's not 100% guaranteed. So I don't see the argument. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks just destroys Tech Super EZA Gotenks by far. Like it's not even close. His damage is really good in Super Saiyan 3 too. I think this guy's really effective in general too. Like like you just float him. You don't even have to center at this guy. It's what I like about this guy. It's not like Kefla that
I
he's
like
up
that
there.
too.
Yeah, you don't have to center at this guy. You don't get the stack, whatever. You literally you just float him or whatever, and just wait for him
Float
to
him.
respond.
You just float him for most of the fight, and then at the end of the fight, he can be an emergency slot one.
You get a good damage leader that can work slot one. Yeah, it's really good. You build him full dodge, and he's really effective to me. The reason why you guys have super boy. I have super boy this guy. The reason is because I found this guy to not be that good in the short fights. Like he can get
That's fair.
really
That's definitely
hard,
fair.
Yeah.
super hard. In long event, he works fine. I don't have problem with him.
And he like Super Boo kind of breaks this trend of like these next few units just kind of being big dodged beat stick. But like he's kind of like that because it's like I feel like him having not I wouldn't call Tech Super Boo having great defense, but he has good defense, like way better than like any of these other units from like 2 to 7, right?
This guy can get hit pretty
So
hard.
it's like
It
all kind of that all kind of balances out to me. But like my thing with like Int Go Tanks is like once he goes SSJ3, in my experience, this guy does not get touched once
he
he
never
goes Super.
sells. He never sells in Super Saiyan 3. He's really good.
Yeah, he
You
I
go
mean,
Super Saiyan 3, he ain't getting touched.
yeah, he gets like one dodge and it's GG's after that.
Yeah,
Touch.
it's
You-
over.
30 to dodge, and you have like 84% chance to dodge. Like you're really good at the point.
3 dodge procs is pretty good.
Yeah. The more you dodge it, the higher the chance to dodge, obviously. But yeah, I really like this guy. This guy is really good. He gets compared to Kefla. I think at times I like this guy over Kefla. At times I don't like him over Kefla. I think it depends on the events. It really depends. on the
It
events.
does. It does.
But this guy is more flexible than Kefla, for example. That's
Alright.
one thing that this guy has over Kefla.
So I'm gonna move
we
on to
can
my
move to the
number.
next one.
Yeah, my number 4 slot. I have Tech Gotenks here. I do have him above Super Saiyan 3 Goku only because of the fact that I think Gotenks doesn't have like a limit. Like there's no time limit on this passive. So I think Gotenks works on pretty
That is
much
fair.
about any team you can throw him on. Like literally any. He works on all of his teams, and I think at least in the future that will matter. It probably doesn't matter that much right now because Majin Buu Saga kind of is running the game at this point. But later on, that probably will matter a little bit when we get like I don't know, like a hybrids leader or something. Like this Gotenks will be there, most likely. So I do value that a lot in the sense that Gotenks units are always on like 50 billion teams. So. Like it goes beyond like
is
rhythm, like super battle road. Even you're gonna be able to throw this guy on, like heavenly events or something. That's some dog category. I don't know, but yeah. him having that and his 11 key honestly not being that hard to get, not as hard as people make it out to be. Even when he doesn't get his 11 key, he's still quite tanky. He might not live the super, but that, yeah, I mean, a lot of these EZAs won't live a super attack. Sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you just die in this game. I don't think that's really a big deal when he does like 22 million for free, basically. There's no hard restriction to run this guy, which I do value that a lot, especially in a unit that has he doesn't have the same amount of categories as any Go tanks, but I'm pretty sure he has like 15 categories or something like that. It's a pretty high amount.
He has a lot. Alright. So I have Super Bowl 4, and this is. You talked to me like 6 months ago. This guy's probably under Ingo tanks. I think he will age better too. The Ingo tanks will age better in a Super Bowl. This guy is very underwhelming to me. I gotta say it right away. His damage is so bad. Not even his Super Bowl is really good. I don't like it at all. But this guy has something that is very valuable. He's a great slot one at the start of the fight. Like, he's great. I really like the Evil Blue form. In fights like Selmax, Kid Buu, this guy's great. Like, he can dodge, great damage reduction. He's very, very tanky. He works great with team. He has good teams, obviously. But it's mostly I think this guy is better suited for more fights than Ingo tanks. That's the reason why he's over Ingo tanks. But I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy, but he performs. I think he performs better more frequently than Ingo tanks. But that's the reason why he's higher. But I don't like this guy right now. I'm a full hater of this guy. I wish he was better. I wish he had additionals. I wish he did more damage.
If he did one, if he had like a high chance for an additional as Super Boo, he'd be perfect for me.
I think
then his damage would actually be great. His defense could potentially get great. Like, that's my thing with him. He's just good at everything. He's not great at anything.
Yeah, so like when you're Evil Boo and you go to Super Boo, I don't think there is like that big of a chance. Like, your exchange is dodge for a bit more damage. So like, I don't know. I didn't like this. At the start I liked it, but then I started like souring on it. I didn't like how he was made. But he's good. He's good. That's why he's 4. So go ahead, Victor.
All right. So we are in this cluster from 3 to 7 of just units who are just big attack stat dodge beat stick.
Yeah.
Like, Enerjak, Koma, can the three of us agree that like 3 to 7 on all 3 of these lists, you can pretty much just you can kind of spitball the order, really?
Yes,
For me,
that's literally what we're doing. So
yeah, I just look at the lists. Like hold on, let me determine. Okay, never mind. But anyway, Kefla. Like, let's compare her to like Tech SSJ3 Go tanks. Like, early on, Go tanks is outperforming her like by a lot. But like, as the fight goes on, like once she reaches SSJ2, she's blowing him out of the freaking water. So like, once again, I just feel like it's another case of like, you take Tech SSJ3 Go tanks or AGL SSJ3 Goku, adjust their sliders a little bit, and then you get Kefla.
Yep. Literally, my only issue with Kefla is just orbs. That's literally it. Most of the time, that's not an issue, especially orbs. On JP. That's not an issue on JP at all.
The orbs thing has become a big annoyance for like Majin Buu Saga Red Zone. She doesn't have fun in there. I'm just gonna say that she doesn't have fun in there. But yeah, she's really good. Like out of these like 3 to 5, 3 to 7 people, she definitely has like the highest peak. Like her in Super Saiyan 2, especially in a really long event, there's nothing quite like it. Throwing out like literally triple 30 million attack stats.
Oh yeah. Her peak is actually insane. It's like triple 30 million, and she has
It's
mean,
just absurd.
you build her like full prison.
And,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's not
actually pretty
it's
damn.
not even like a ridiculously hard peak to hit either.
Nope. You literally
Like,
just need to
literally-
hit 6 swords. But if you're running her next to like
She
Kappa or something,
appears 3 times. Congratulations, you have reached her peak.
yep.
So yeah.
Moving on to our third slot. I have Ingo takes here.
All right, Enerjak.
You can
Int-
combine your commentary.
Yeah, we'll do a little combined commentary again.
Yeah, I have Ingo tanks here. I like Koma said, this is literally like my favorite unit like ever. There's only one unit that is even in the same like realm of favoritism for me, and that's S tier, the TUR. Like when he got announced for his EZA, I was always fearful because if you look at his base kit and you look at Super Boo's base kit, it's kind of like for an EZA, you would assume Super Boo would just blow him out of the water, like post EZA. But they actually ended up making this guy way better than I thought they were doing. Like a lot.
Here's the thing, I'm actually unlike you two. On release, I did not like this guy. Like, I liked his animations and stuff, sure, but like him as a unit, I was just like, wow, he just doesn't do anything until turn 3 in the SBR meta, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But like, them adding that dodge element to him just really made him a much more interesting unit to me. Like, I see Twitter does not like this guy. Twitter does not like this guy. It's because he's a unit that you just don't always know you're going to live 100% on like turns 1 and 3, I guess. Like, base go tanks and sometimes SSJ go tanks, they can get their backs blown out. Like, absolutely.
Yep.
But like, once you get to SSJ3 though, he's just so good. He's just ridiculously good. He can just sit in slot 1, dodge everything. Like y'all gotta understand, 70% dodge plus a 20% dodge proc plus a 25% hypo dodge proc. That's a lot of dodge. He does not get touched once he goes SSJ3, and he's throwing out like triple 20 million attack stats.
He's 84%.
I don't even have
that's a
my
chance
I don't have my instincts full dodge simply because I haven't like actually changed his hidden potential. I changed it a little bit, but
I changed mine.
Yeah, mine is more like full additional. And I've never seen him get hit in Super Sentai. Literally never.
Another thing I want to add is, like, I made a tweet once that was pretty controversial. I used a picture of base int go tanks, and I said, you know, you can kind of just get away with sliding this guy into slot 1 more often than not. And like, I should have used a picture of SSJ3 go tanks. But the thing is, I would say even with base and SSJ go tanks, it's like, you don't want to put either of them in slot 1, but like, if you're if you got bad rotations and you got to take the gamble, it's not the worst gamble to take.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. I was doing a special pose run against Cellmax when this was like when this guy first came out. It was before Ginyu too, and it was double it go tanks lead. And yeah, I mean I didn't have a choice. I had to put him in slot 1. So it's not the worst.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the worst thing ever.
Like, he can't, in that situation, he can just instantly be disintegrated, but it's also not super unlikely that he just dodges everything anyway.
Yep.
Okay, my turn. So I have Sir Kefla, number 3. I just really like this unit. He feels like a mini Broly when she's Super Saiyan 2 though. Like, in the first 2 phases, one of the I share the same feeling as Enerjak. Like, the orb restriction is super annoying. Like, it's extremely annoying. And Super Saiyan and base can get clapped super easily too. But the reason why I have her over Ingotens like you guys is because like the difference of damage is too much. I think it's too much difference, and if you center around Kefla, things can go really well, and she can destroy everything that is in front of her. She has like several teams. Like she's basically a critical um, unit on super bosses. Like she's kind of must run it a lot of team builds. She can be run on Super Saiyan Vegeta's team. You can run her on Toppa's team. Also works really well. She's probably not a main unit, except for super bosses. You can run her on 21's team too. Like she works well right there too. As a floater, I have used her. So for me, she's just really nice. When she's Super Saiyan 2, like she's nasty as fuck. Like 6 orbs, it's really annoying, but the potential you get is also extremely over. Probably all these guys, except maybe to Gohan transform. Yeah, like,
I will
he's
say
amazing.
I will
The
say
orbs are
too.
annoying.
I will say too, with the orbs thing, I didn't mention that before, but I should probably mention it now. She does have an active skill that does change orbs.
Oh, yeah.
I think people
Fan
do
of
Is
forget
it
about
just
that.
me, or do you never see that?
Yeah, you
No,
don't
because
see it that
it's
often,
pure
but she
science.
has
It's
it.
pure science or Universal Super Saga enemies. It's really
Yeah.
restricted.
You can see it against Gogeta, I guess. With, whatever.
Nah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, he's number 3. She's really good. She might fall off in the future. Like in Gotenks, I think in Gotenks will age better. I really think so. Yeah, next I think.
Moving on to our number 2 slot. I think this
Now,
honestly, I think this is gonna be the one where people actually get mad. I have to take Gohan at number
you
2.
People will get mad.
wait.
People will get mad. I don't care.
You two are going to gas. No, you're going to.
I'm just gonna come out and say. I'm just gonna come out and say, like, on my list, I have like Kid Buu and Gohan as like interchangeable, like 1A,
Yeah.
1B, if you will. But like the stages, the stages I have in mind when I think the stages that Gohan is way better than Kid Buu in are like Gogeta, probably Cell Max, and like the stages I think of when I think of stages that are like that Buu is definitely way better in are Kid Buu and like Trunks, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like you can go super either way, but I feel like the ones on Kid Buu's side are a bit harder. So
I honestly, Gohan. I mean, as much as I hate this unit, I have to give him flowers. He's we all knew it was gonna be blessed.
oh, I
There
love
was
him. No, I love his EZA.
Yeah, there was
You know
no
the
expectation that.
funny thing about it is though. You know what the funny thing about it is though. What did everyone adore and suck off this unit for on release?
Being a slot one.
His defense, right? But the thing is, now I don't think his defense is like that impressive most of the time.
I agree.
Like
actually.
it depends on the event.
I
The
agree
thing
with that.
the thing that makes him super impressive to me is the debuff.
Yep.
The debuff. Like walking up to STR Gogeta, putting Gohan like in slot 2, he gets hit by the AoE, he does 13 million attack stats and debuffs him 4 times. And also, honestly, his offense is more impressive to me than his defense.
Oh, 100%.
What if
I didn't expect him to actually.
What if I said that? What if I said that? Right? Like his defense is like the least. Like honestly, I think I'm not gonna say his defense is mid because it's very good, but it's like it's like on release you just stuck this guy in slot 1 and you were living. Here, like depending on links, depending on leader skill, blah 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 blah, he kind of get caught with his pants down in slot 1, you know? He's not he's pretty unreliable in slot 1, I would argue. I would use the word unreliable in slot 1.
Yep, I agree. I always wondered, like when I saw his details, I had wondered why he didn't keep his damage reduction. Cause like that, like if he had that, I don't think that would have made him broken. Cause the idea is you don't run this guy with a lot of links active anyway.
I mean, he'd be pretty fucking broken, I think.
Yeah.
Because then he probably could just sit in slot 1. He'd always get his attack buff. That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good.
I didn't realize he did that much damage at first. So.
But yeah, he like honestly, his damage and his debuff are like more the star of the show to me than his defense.
Yeah, pretty much. His defense, really, why it's not like how it was on release. It's mainly because he doesn't have any.
Yeah,
defense
it's really not.
He doesn't have any defense that's calculated separately. All of it is start to turn, and then it's stacking.
Yeah.
Which they did do that. They obviously did that on purpose, but. Yeah.
Like once again, his defense is like good, but it's not like it was on release for him.
And then the thing is too, it's actually before when you ran Take Gohan, there was like zero reason to really transform him. Nowadays, yeah, you transform him and he's doing like 25 million attack stats, super effective if they're above a certain. Honestly, that doesn't the super effective doesn't matter.
I don't like to transform him in most events for there's two things. Like if it's like the final turn, I'll transform, or the second to last turn. That debuff, man, that debuff is so valuable to me.
Yeah, he can super quad debuff.
And also, Enerjak, have you tried Tech Gohan plus Broly Trio rotation?
Nah.
Oh.
No, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I tried it. I tried it with pre-EZA Broly Trio, and that rotation still blew my fucking mind. Like on turn 9, he had like 2 million defense in base or something, and did like quad 25 million attack stats in base.
Yeah, I have tried that. It wasn't for Tech Gohan. It was mainly me trying to get LR Ultimate Gohan to like function. But that's a whole argument. But yeah, I think links actually work in a way where if you can run some unit like Broly Trio next to them, it does pretty well. I'd also argue that he is not as much of an issue for this guy as it was once before. Actually, I would agree. Not an issue at all anymore.
Shocking speed is super common now.
Yeah. So that's also a massive W. That was the main reason why I didn't like him back in the day, because you would stick him on a team and he'd have
fair. He missed supers a lot back in the day.
Yeah, he'd either miss a super or he'd make somebody on the team miss a super. It was just very annoying.
Yeah, that's very true.
Do you guys stop?
Yeah, go ahead. I think I've said everything about it.
Two. I'll talk about Tech Gohan later. I talk about him later. Okay, so I have Kidwa 2. I mean, I do have some problem with this guy. It's mainly just the getting hit shit. Like, not really nothing else more. This guy's great. He has good defense for super. He doesn't really struggle that much in. I guess he can struggle in Gogeta and Max. That's about it. For me, the support is mainly the support. The support is amazing. And he fits so well in so many teams, super class, extreme class. He's buffing almost all the teams in the game. Like, I can name like Hirurika's team, Broly's team, Fat Boo, Super Saiyan Rigoku, Fuse Zamasu. I don't know. There is like a lot of teams like he's buffing. He's just great. I don't know. I don't have much to say. Like, he's great. Like, the support is amazing. The heal is cool. The link set is really helpful for a lot of teams. It's mostly big bosses, and the boost team. But yeah, he's great, but I don't think he's better than Tech Gohan. I think there is a bit of a gap for me. It's mainly because Kid Buu isn't as tanky as I wish he was.
I get it.
Yeah, it's just that. He's going to. He might age out quicker than people think of.
Man,
That's
I
what
don't know about that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that part either.
I actually wish he was built around.
That very much depends on the meta.
I wish he was built around dodge instead of damage reduction. Because I think that would age better.
I think I would like that too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that. But he's great. Not really much negative points. Good.
Another thing like for me, another thing I think. Well, let's go ahead. Are you done, or do you have more to say?
Put the next.
Let's just go ahead because these are our units we're talking about anyway.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. I think one thing you have to think about when it comes to this Kid Buu versus Tech Gohan comparison is like Gohan. Like, I'm not saying he is niche at all. Like you like in all of these no, I don't think he is. I really don't think he is. I think against all these debuffable events, he is a very splashable unit that you're gonna want to put on your team. But I just feel like that applies. I feel like that applies more to Kid Buu. Like there's just more teams you're gonna want to run him on, just because you want to see big number.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah, Kid Buu. You don't have to run him on Boo's team only. For the for example, for the Kid Buu Red Zone, I ran him on Goku's team just so I can do it in under 2 turns.
If Kid Buu's on the leader skill, you're running him.
Yeah. Like you can just run him for the support. Sometimes his links they don't matter that much. He's still in the realm of tanking normals, and even if he doesn't tank it, he won't die to normals. And that's very good for a unit that's just giving you 70% support for free, basically. But yeah,
he's pretty much tanking all normals. He's tanking all normals right now. Can I talk about the Gohan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So I have the Gohan over Kid Buu. I'm just impressed by the performance. You know, I think I see this guy. I see the guy aging really well too. At least for long events, he's going to age really well. I also like you guys. I'm really impressed by the damage. I didn't thought he was going to be this good of a damage healer. He became one. I think he's going to get better in the future when he gets better teams, especially when he can like share a team with the Gohan with this Gohan. That's what I mean.
I do have to add a bit of an asterisk to that though. Like his ability to deal damage is pretty impressive. However,
I mean, he's going to
him being able to do that is a slightly risky prospect because that means he has to go in slot 1, and I would say a lot of the time that's not exactly. Like I said, you can get away with it. You can get away with it, but he can also get messed up.
Yeah.
Depending on the turn, the event, etc., like the links, the leader skill, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. The debuff is absurd. I don't know why they added that, because he's quad supering debuffing.
Yeah, they did not have to add the debuff, but like if he didn't have the debuff, he would probably be like 4th to me or something.
He will if he didn't have the debuff. If he didn't have the debuff, I would say
that debuff is a big part of why I like him so much.
Yeah, it's really good. There is reason to transform to me because you get more defense too, pre-super and all this stuff. But usually you want to keep on base though.
I usually
want to keep on base. Yeah.
Usually when I'm running him, it's for his debuff, so I just usually don't transform him because I'm like, nah, let's neuter this guy.
I think he's a nice. He doesn't struggle like before. Before it was ridiculous. Like he was missing super in turn 1 or turn 2. Like it's absurd. But yeah, it's mostly that. I really like this tankiness. I have seen. I mean, it's mostly next to the new Ultimate Gohan. He can show like insane numbers with Cold Judgment and all the family active.
It's really funny that the new Ultimate Gohan, I feel like struggles more. For key than this one.
This guy,
that's so.
This guy is like, it feels like Kid Buu in the sense that you can just slap him on the team, and he will be helpful, and he will help.
Yeah. Yeah,
there is a reason to run this guy,
especially
the-
with all the debuffable bosses.
and that's a good thing. They did this season super good.
The debuff is
I didn't
just
believe it when it
mwah,
started.
mwah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I personally don't think it's exchangeable with Kid Buu. You guys might not agree, but I just really like this guy. I think he has too.
I
many
think they are exchangeable, but like if you don't think they are, it's
Yeah,
like
I don't think so.
I kind of get it, but like I get it, but
Yeah. But he just free to me. Like I really like this guy. I like this guy better now than pre-ECA on release. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I like his versatility now. He's very versatile, good damage dealer. He's a good tank too. He will probably age really good too. And I don't think he will age bad. He will age really good.
He's just kind of an amazing all rounder.
The damage reduction turn one is pretty useful too.
So far, the EZAs, at least like the main really important ones that aren't Super Vegeta, have been pretty good.
Hey, I don't think Super Vegeta was bad though.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, it can obviously get worse. Yeah, AJ Bardock, but so far they've been straight hits. Like
for the most part, they've been knocking it out. Yeah, with the Super EZAs especially, they are not holding back on these Super EZAs.
Good.
I think that
they're doing a very good job lately.
I think with the Super EZAs, the idea is that because they don't give them super attack effect, that they have to make their passive busted, which is really funny. But
which is good because the passive kills. Everyone is like, oh, his super attack effect sucks. He's gonna suck, and I'm like, bro, why are you talking like the passive skill isn't by far the most important thing, like by a million miles?
Yeah, because I do feel like there are there's at least like one example I can find where like they've EZA'd a unit and they gave them like stacking or something that they didn't have before, and then the passive was like slightly worse. Like SCR Cooler was busted on his EZA release, but I could argue that they didn't actually give his passive that much because they gave him stacking. Same thing with Android 13 too.
Oh, 13 was really mid.
Yeah.
It was really mid. He was like, okay.
I do appreciate that. Like that, we're not gonna change the super attack effect. We'll just make them busted. Like that's why Kid Buu has 250% on super because he doesn't have a super attack effect. But that,
I do love that. I do adore that.
Unironically, that's a lot better than just having a super attack effect. Like by far, like it's not even close.
Also, there is a difference from having super attack effect and attack on passive. It works if you get support. It works better on passive than in the super attack effect. So it's not the worst.
It's more like if you have it in your passive, if it's big enough, because there's no multiplier for like.
If it is big enough, right? The super can be more impactful for your unit.
Yeah.
So like not having defense on super attack is not always like bad. There's a situation that it can be good.
Yeah. But that's our EZA list. I mean, some honorable missions, I guess, would be like any of the type supports really, except Gohan. I guess you could slide Super Vegeta on her. I think Super Vegito.
Yeah,
as well.
Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta, Super Vegito, Fizz Ribrianne. They could all be number 10 or number 8, or even any of them could be like 10 through 8 for me.
Honestly, I do think Hercule
AGL Zamasu
was also worth mentioning too.
Zamasu,
definitely.
Yeah, he's worth. He gets a shout out. He gets a shout out.
I was about to put the Mr. Seinen, the Suicide one.
Yeah.
He's kind of good too.
He gets a shout out.
Goten and Trunks would be on here if we had like any other Goten and Trunks unit with them. Unfortunately, we don't. We have to wait.
Well, if we had any slot 1 Goten.
Yeah, we need a slot 1 Goten or Trunks, and they will work. They will be like up there. They will probably be over even Mr. Buu and Zamasu for me. Like they're that good. They're really good. But not yet.
They are really good when they are able to do what they are supposed to do. But right now, they are
they can't.
2 units that only get damage reduction post super and need to be a rotation, and both of them are slot.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Well,
Um,
like I said, every EZA has been a hit. Basically every EZA, including the LR. So hopefully they continue this trend. We do have Goku Black's EZA coming up. I'm not sure when. I do know the date of this video being recorded, though he is not out yet.
we literally
So,
just got
that's a lot.
Goku Black's banner 2 days ago on JP.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, his super EZA could be within like the next week or so. Hopefully they continue this trend of them being good. And yeah. That's pretty much all we got. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
goodbye. Peace.
Bye.